What's good, everybody? Man, I want to welcome y'all to another episode of ODP. I'm your host, Truth, and like always, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to your boy's channel. Always leave a comment down below. Love to hear from y'all. And if you're interested in being a part of the show any type of way, man, hit me up on email, ODP78@yahoo. So with that being said, man, today I'm going to be talking about the college football playoffs, who's in and who's not, especially after Saturday's games. And also, I'm going to talk about why I think Alabama's going to end up creeping back in the top four, and also give you my top four teams. It's going to surprise a lot of people, but I'm going to give y'all my four. And also, like always, pick six segment. Got that. I got our results from last week. And also our picks are coming in for the current week. So we already had the Thursday games yesterday. Picks are in for that. And oh yeah, I forgot. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hopefully everybody ate well, enjoyed their day. If you had the day off, man, I hope everybody got some rest. And for everybody else that don't celebrate the holidays, hey man, hopefully Thursday was great for y'all as well. So with that being said, man, let's get right into it. What's good, y'all? Let's get right into it, shall we? So like I said, man, I'm going to talk about the college football playoffs, the who's in, who's not, especially after tomorrow between, Ohio State and Michigan's got to play. So somebody's got to lose. So right now, the top four, we got Georgia 11-0, Ohio State 11-0, Michigan 11-0, and TCU 11-0. My only beef with that top four right now is Ohio State and Michigan is ranked higher than TCU. Like Ohio State's best wins are between, at the time, Notre Dame was number 5, their first game in the season. They beat Notre Dame 21-10. And between number 13 Penn State was Ohio State's best wins, but they also struggled that last game against Maryland. They won 43-30, and that score looked closer than what that score was closer than what it was because in the fourth quarter, Ohio State at the end of the game got a scoop and score, which made that 43-30. But Maryland actually went toe-to-toe with Ohio State. I really thought Ohio State was going to take that L. And actually, all four top teams struggled. I think Georgia won 16-6. I think Michigan won 17-16. But TCU's win was epic because it was coming down to wire in the fourth quarter. I think they had like 20-something seconds left. 20-something seconds left. They ran the ball. The clock ran down to 14 seconds. Now, I've never seen a team get their offense off of the field so quick and get their kicking unit on. Yeah, I've never seen a team get their offensive unit off the field and get their kicking team on within 10 seconds. So when they got the kicking team on, they had 4 seconds left, and they kicked that field goal, man. It was no pressure. They kicked that field goal like they've been practicing that forever, man. So it was really epic with TCU's come from behind win. But I want to say why I think that Alabama is going to end up being back in the top four, and this is why. Because for one, Ohio State and Michigan is playing this Saturday, actually tomorrow. So somebody's got to lose that game. So that's going to push up TCU, LSU, and USC, because LSU and USC is sitting at 5 and 6, and USC actually is 10-1, and LSU is 9-2. I really don't see how you got a 2-loss team over a 1-loss team. I guess you can say, LSU got the best, best wins, but a loss is a loss, man. That should count as something. LSU got 1 loss. USC got 1 loss and LSU got 2 losses. So that should say something, you know what I mean? But that's how they got the ranks. But LSU, like I said, they're sitting at number 5, 9-2. Their best wins is against Ole Miss and Alabama, which is probably why they got them over USC. But Like I said, 2 losses, 1 whatever. But LSU also lost to Florida State, and at the time, Tennessee, I think they was like 2 or 3 ranked. So they got a bad loss against Florida State. Florida State's not bad; they're good, but they're not ranked either. So, and they also still have to play A&M. A&M is 4-7, and then they got to play number 1 Georgia. And I do not see LSU beating Georgia. Georgia got, man, they balling right now. They're not going to lose. So that, they're going to lose one of those 2 games. So that's going to knock them out of the top 4. And then you got USC. USC is 10-1. They still have to play Notre Dame. And I believe Notre Dame has some early losses, like they lost against Ohio State, a couple more losses, but they've been on a win streak, and they just jumped up 2 spots from 18 to 15. So I think USC don't really have a strong resume. Let's see, their best win was against number 16 UCLA, and that was a shootout, 48-45, but they lost to Utah 43-42. Utah is number 20. So I don't see them beating Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's going to beat them, which is going to, like I said, that's going to push USC and LSU out of the top 10. I mean, the top 4. And like I said, Alabama is sitting at number 7 at 9-2. And they only have Auburn left to play. So that right there. So if if USC and Auburn, not Auburn, if USC and LSU was sitting at 5 and 6, and you got Alabama sitting at 7, Alabama wins, USC and LSU both lose, that's going to put Alabama right up there. But you have to look at you still have Clemson sitting at number 8. They're 10-1. They still have to play South Carolina and number 17 North Carolina, who just lost to NC State tonight. But remember, South Carolina beat the brakes off Tennessee, and so I think that Clemson may lose one of those 2 games between South Carolina or North Carolina. They may win one of those 2 games, which is going to give them 2 losses, which is going to put Alabama right back up there in the playoffs. So, that's is what it is, and you can look at it however you want to. That's how I'm looking at it. Like I said, Alabama's sitting right out of there. They got 2 teams ahead of them. They got 2 teams ahead of them that may end up losing. Now, let's say one of those 2 teams lose. One win. Let's say LSU win and USC lose. Whatever. But I think that Alabama's going to end up being back into the playoffs this year, even with 2 losses. Because they're talking about, LSU getting in there with 2 losses. It's like, they still have to play Alabama. They still got to play Georgia and Texas A&M. And just because Texas A&M is having a down season, don't underestimate that, because they'll mess around and upset LSU for real, give them that 3rd loss. So they definitely won't be into the playoffs at that point. So LSU is going to get a 3rd loss. And like you said, with USC, they still got to play Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is going to beat them, give them that 2nd loss, which is going to open up that door for Alabama to get right back into the playoffs. So after this week, my top 4 is going to be Georgia, Ohio State. No, let me see, Georgia, TCU, Ohio State. Well, they may, if Ohio State win, they're probably going to still rank Ohio State above TCU because they beat Michigan. Michigan's 3. But I would already had TCU at number 2 right now. So at my top 4 right now, before tomorrow, I would have had Georgia, TCU, Ohio State, Michigan. Because TC got the better resume, for real, better wins. But Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU right now. After it's all said and done with everything, LSU and USC is going to lose. Alabama's going to beat Auburn. They better not sleep on Auburn, but they're going to beat Auburn. LSU is going to have 3 losses. USC is going to have 2. Open the door for Alabama at 10-2 to get back into the playoffs, depending on Clemson. If Clemson, if Clemson run the table, they're going to get into the playoffs. They're going to leapfrog Alabama because, hey, 11-1, 10-2. You know what I'm saying? They're going to leapfrog them, and they're going to get in the playoff. So it's going to be Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, Clemson if they run a table. If they don't, if they get one of them losses, it's going to be Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, Alabama. So those are my picks, and we'll see. So let me, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think, man. What you think? Let me know what y'all top 4 is. Let me know what y'all think. Who's going to be in what at the end of this regular season? You know what I mean? So that's it, man. For me, hey man, y'all enjoy the rest of your all day. Like I always say, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace. What's good, y'all? What's up, man? It's time for the pick 6. Let's get it. On the left side of our board, man, we got our results from week number 11. Big ups to everybody. Everybody went 5-1. Man, everybody was one game from going undefeated, man. That's what's up. But you got your boy Truth holding down the number 1 spot at 45-21. We got a 2-way tie for second place between Wild and Flair at 41-25. LP is holding down the number 4 spot, 36-30. And we got Trina at 29-26. Still a lot of football left to be played and a lot of picks left. So it ain't over until the last week of the NFL season. So at the top of our board, we got our Thursday picks. Games already happened. We had Flair and Trina roll with Buffalo to go into Detroit and get that win, and they did. But big up to Detroit. They have been balling for real. They've been on a 3-game win streak up until this loss. And I believe that Detroit, by the end of the season, is going to have a winning record, or they may end up getting a wild card playoff spot. So they've been balling like in that 3-game win streak. Detroit defense has stepped up, man. Teams were only averaging 19 points a game against them, which their previous 6 losses, teams was averaging in the upper 32 points. And if you look at, sorry, real quick, forgot to get this. I'm just on Detroit for real. Like Detroit 6 losses. Detroit is like 4 or 5 points away from being like 6-3 for real. Cause their first game of the season, man, they got in a shootout with Philly and they lost 38-35. They played Minnesota and lost 28-24. Seattle was another shootout. They lost 48-45. Only 2 games that they really got dogged out was against the Patriots and Dallas. The Patriots put up 21 points on them, shut them out, and Dallas beat them 24-6. And then they played against Miami and they lost 31-27. So Detroit offensively have been in games. This is their defense haven't been stepping up. But like I said, man, that 3-game win streak they went on, teams were only averaging 19 points against them. In their previous 6 games that they lost, 32 points. So that's a big difference. So if Detroit's defense can keep stepping up for them to the end of the season, they're going to end up either getting a wild card spot or ending a regular season with a winning record. So with that being said, so we got New York and Dallas. That was a good game. Dallas pulled it out. As you see, me, Wild, and LP all went for Dallas to pull that out. So we got the win there, and Flair and Trina got their win for picking Buffalo. Sunday games start in a couple of days. We got our picks in for that as well. We got Green Bay going in Philly. Nobody's giving Green Bay a chance, not even me. If I had to pick between those two, I'll be picking Philly as well. So Flair, LP picked Philly to win that game. Next to it, you got the Rams going into KC. The defending champs are struggling so far this year. I don't think that they're going to roll into Kansas City and get that win. If they do, big ups to them. But we got Flair and LP rolling with Kansas City to get that win Sunday. Next to that, we got Baltimore going into Jacksonville. What can I say? Jacksonville's going to win. I'm sorry, not Jacksonville, but Baltimore's going to win. Jacksonville's not good at all, so you got Flair, LP rolling with Baltimore to go into Jacksonville, get that win. Next to that, we got Tampa Bay going into Cleveland. So LP and Trina decided to go heads up with that game. So LP's picking Tampa Bay to pull that out in Cleveland, and Trina's rolling with her hometown. That game's going to be iffy, man. I would think that Cleveland's going to pull it out. You know, their play calling all year to me has been suspect. You know, I don't see how you can be 3-7, whatever your record is, with that monster in the backfield, leading the league in rushing. And I think Cleveland is tanking on purpose because they got Watson coming back, and I don't think they really wanted Brissett to be that good, because if he was balling all like that, then you have this quarterback controversy when they got this $200 million quarterback that's about to come in and take over real soon. So LP and Trina's going up. LP's picking Tampa Bay. Trina's going with the hometown Browns. You got the Saints going into San Francisco. Ain't really much to say about that. San Francisco's 3-1 in the last 3 games. Jimmy G is balling. I don't see the Saints going in with Andy Dalton and beating him in San Francisco. So I'm rolling with San Francisco. Down below that, Trina's going with the Ohio teams this week. So she's got Cincinnati to go into Tennessee and pull off that victory. Cincinnati is good. I don't think that they're going to go into Tennessee and pull that off unless they can stop the run. Like I say, when I see Henry out there running the ball, man, he's like a man amongst boys. I mean, he's just a big dude, man. It's hard to stop him. But if Cincinnati can stop the run, then they may have a chance of getting that victory in Tennessee, but I don't really see it. So Trina's rolling with Cincinnati to roll into Tennessee and get that victory. Next to that, we got Houston going into Miami. So Trina decided to go heads up between me and Flair and have the biggest, I think that will be the biggest upset of the week for Houston to go into Miami win. So Trina's rolling with Houston on the road to go into Miami to win, and truth in me and Flair and actually picked Miami. So there we go with that one. So next to that, we got Atlanta going into Washington. Washington's on a roll right now. Atlanta's 5-6. Washington's 5-5. Washington is streaking up. I'm rolling with Washington. Chicago going into the Jets. I don't see that. I have no faith in Chicago at all. I don't see them going into the Jets and getting a victory. So I'm rolling along with Trina with the Jets to get that win at home. And our Monday night game, which is between 2 teams that are struggling right now. Pittsburgh going into Indiana. So LP decided to go heads up with me, Trina, and Flair. So big ups to him. I don't know, Pittsburgh, I don't see them going into Indy and getting that win. If Indy can control the ball on offense and play good defense, they're going to get that win. So Pittsburgh's really down this year. I don't see them rolling into Indy and getting that win. So we're rolling with Indy. LP's rolling with Pittsburgh. So there you have it, y'all. The pick 6. Stay tuned. I will be back for sure on Tuesday to give our results from the week 12. And I'm telling you, pick 6 has been fire, man. I'm telling you, everybody's been doing their thing. Oh yeah, and I forgot Wildflower. We don't see her picks yet, but usually she usually get her picks in on Sunday before the Sunday game. So let's say she got her Thursday pick in, got that victory. So when she get her picks in, I'll give y'all an update on her picks. But there you have it, y'all. That's it from the pick 6.